The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Thanks for being with us today. Of course, thank you also to everybody watching from the I Love It When I Wake Up in the Morning and Barack Obama is President Facebook page and the Too Informed to Vote Republican Facebook page. Interesting study written about in The Atlantic about how parents around the world describe their children. And when you look at it, there's some significant differences in terms of when you ask parents in the U.S. versus in other countries how they would describe their kids, what the priorities seem to be. So in Spain, for example, some of the most common terms were easy, happy. In Netherlands, happy, long attention, attention-seeking. In Italy, easy, well-balanced, even-tempered. In Australia, happy, intelligent. In Sweden, happy. And in the U.S., intelligence. Intelligence kept coming up a lot when parents were asked to describe their kids. Now, this is interesting for a number of reasons. The American parents were the only ones that regularly and consistently mentioned their child's intellect, where in other countries, the focus when you kind of described your children seemed to be happiness or being easygoing, easy to manage, or being well-balanced, like I said, in Italy, for example. What do you think this indicates? Does this say more about cultural attitudes towards intelligence and about cultural attitudes towards boasting about your children? Or does it say more about the parenting style? It's not really clear.
Boasting is a very common thing in the United States, I believe. I mean, could it also be that perhaps in these other countries, people pay more attention to the actual happiness of their children?
Well, that's the thing. I can't ascertain whether these results reflect what it is that parents are interested in putting out there about their kids or what it is parents think is important about their kids, right, Natan? And that's a distinction that's important here.
Yeah, it's hard to say that this study shows that American children are less happy than they are in Spain or Italy just because it could be that here parents have more anxiety publicly.
Oh, totally. No. Let me back up. I'm not saying this is reflective of children being more or less happy or more or less intelligent. This is only about the attitudes the parents have when talking about their children.
Right. And to the extent that it is about the attitudes, it could be that it does signify that in the United States, parents are anxious about comparing their children to other, children in terms of their intelligence, while in other countries, it's about attention or happiness.
Interesting. Lewis, if you accidentally had a kid, right? We've kind of run through this scenario before.
Yeah, a few times.
You've made clear that in all likelihood, even if it was an accident, you'd probably love the kid. If you were asked, what would you most want to be able to say, right? Like what would make you, if you have a 3-year-old kid, accident, but you love it, what would be your focus in describing your kid?
Well, I mean, I would really have no control over the intelligence of my child, right? I mean, sure, you can teach your kid as much as you can, read to your kid a lot, promote any sort of mental, what's the word?
Development?
Activity, development.
Balance, yeah.
Balance. But of course, overall, the only thing that would matter to me is my kid happy.
Happy or well-balanced?
Well, I mean, don't the two kind of fit together?
Yeah, they're probably related.
Yeah.
In any case, interesting study. I think we could probably have a much longer conversation about what this means about parenting around the world.